Hello again and welcome to another Mordian Glory live stream. Hopefully we are live now. Double checking on the see if I can get the chat up on my phone. So just whilst we're waiting for a few minutes for people to join. Hello everyone, hopefully you guys can hear me. We're starting another Mordian Glory live stream. Just sorry, a couple of minutes late, guys. I was just set. I actually had started on time, but I had the stream set to private, so hopefully it should be on public now, so everyone can see. Yeah, excellent. People are appearing in the chat now. So just whilst we're waiting for a few people to join, just explain what we're going to be doing today. In honour of the Adeptus Mechanicus reveals today, we're going to be doing an hour and a half of Factorio. I did ask last week if people wanted me to continue with Dawn of War or Factorio. People were pretty easygoing on either option, so I thought, you know what, we'll go with the Adeptus Mechanicus theme and we'll play some Factorio for an hour. So lots of people coming into the chat now. We'll just give it a couple more minutes. So a couple more minutes. Hopefully, again, if we get above 15 people following the live stream, that'd be really cool. So for those of you that don't know, Factorio is basically a Adeptus Mechanicus simulator. You start off as a lone tech priest / engineer on a harsh, unforgiving death world planet, and you have to basically build a giant factory, harvest all the resources around you, and then basically build a spaceship to get off the planet. I've never actually completed it. I always do the first bit, really enjoy getting the factory put together, and then end up forgetting about the game, and then an update comes along which invalidates my old saves, but we're here again now. We're going to give it another go. We're going to play this for a bit, and then we will either go back to Dawn of War next week, or we can take a look at doing something like Space Marine. We'll see. We'll keep it easy. We'll keep it light and breezy. Anyway, guys, so I think we'll dive straight into the game now. Just going to be playing this for like an hour and a half. Give you guys an idea of what the game is like if you've not seen it before. So we're just going to do a standard map. We're not going to do the campaign or anything like that. We're just going to be mucking around in Factorio, seeing how far we can get in an hour and showing off some of the mechanics. And I can also chat to you guys in the stream. So there we go. So we're going to leave it as a totally standard game. Like, not going to mess around with super hard enemies or anything like that. We'll just keep it totally normal, because if I put it on too hard, then I won't be able to concentrate on the chat. I'll just be messing around in the game, and I've told you guys before, I have a very one-track mind. So if I'm too engrossed in the game, I basically won't be able to chat on the stream. No mods, nothing. We're just playing totally vanilla as the creators intended it to be. So we're in here now. This is our little Adeptus Mechanicus guy. Got a little hard hat on. And you can see how far you can zoom out. I really like this game. There's another one coming out called Satisfactory, which a lot of people are really excited for. But I quite like the fact this is a little 2D sort of top-down game. But I'm a bit old school, bit of a long beard like that. So you can see, guys, there's like ore deposits on the ground, some iron ore, some coal, some stone, some copper. That's really good. And then up here, you can see that there's this bunch of red. That's actually an alien base. That's the natives. And I'm not going to go too far. I'll just see if I can show you guys what it looks like. Although it's not too far away. Surprisingly, how quick you can navigate your way through the map. It is a little tricky going through the forest though. You keep bumping into tree trunks. See if we can find the Xeno scum. There you go. There's some Xeno scum. Some very similar looking sort of Tyranids creatures, Catachan devils. Maybe we're in the early part of human expansion in the 31st millennium, and we're actually the Mechanicum rather than Mechanicus, and maybe these are some Catachan. This is Catachan being first colonized. So let's take a look at the chat. Forge World and Games Work Mitch are being worked on the same team. Absolutely fantastic. And they talked about Death Corps of Krieg. Well, that's really good because coincidentally, guys, I built my first Death Corps of Krieg squad today, which is very nice. They are tricky models to put together and resin is a tough material, but after you've built the first couple, you sort of realise, get out the best super glue you've got, get some milliput or green stuff together, and you can definitely makes it a lot easier to build them. So this is a variation of Age of Empires, basically. Kind of, not so much. It's more about, Age of Empires is obviously about sort of combat and building armies and stuff, and this is more about you are a lone man and you are building an automated factory. The point is to be as automated as possible. Anyway, let's see if I can remember how to play the game at all. So I want to, can I build myself a hammer? There's tools, isn't there? Been a while since I've played this game. I've got to try and remember what I'm doing. It's not quite as smooth as when I was playing Dawn of War. I thought you needed a pickaxe for this game. Maybe they got rid of that. Let's see what's like when I mine some stuff. Oh no, they used to have it where you had to forge yourself a little pickaxe or something, and if you didn't, you had this little chisel, and you could chisel things out the ground very slowly, but they've changed that. That's a really good little streamlining thing, because it was just a bit of a waste of time having to craft yourself this little pickaxe thing. So I think the first thing that we really want is an iron producing thing. Iron plates are used for everything in this game. So I'm going to get myself a little bit of coal, and then I'm going to put down my first little iron extractor. 20 coal should do it. Okay, so let's go over here. Some lovely iron ore down here. Thank you, Mr. Iron Ore. Let's pop that down there. Where's my little stone thingy? Oh, come on. There we go. Pop that in there. Let's pop half the coal in there and half the coal in there. So now what this will do, so you can see how sort of the automation works, is this machine here will extract the iron, and this furnace here will turn it into iron plates for me. And like I said, iron plates are used for absolutely everything. So this is good, but the problem with it is that this won't feed itself with coal, so I will have to keep manually filling it up. And this will, likewise, will also just fill up, we'll run out of coal eventually. And I don't want to spend the whole time just going back and forth between the two. So I want to work out a way of building more of these and more of these, but most importantly, finding a way to keep them so that they feed themselves. They don't require manual feeding of fuel. So what we need to do with that is buy ourselves some inserters and some conveyor belts. And we also want to look at getting more mining drills, or we can start looking at getting ourselves straight into electricity. We'll start off with a few burner miners and a few stone furnaces just to get things rolling. And then eventually we'll, I think by the end of this stream, we'll see if we can get ourselves onto electricity. have you tried the Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse mod? Brandon Scott. Yes, I absolutely have. It's really good. It's really, really good. But it's... yeah, last time I played it, I played it with basically with some friends against some orcs, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously, I just worked out that you could build a bazillion conscripts, and I kept making the game like lag out. But that was about 5-6 years ago now, so they probably fixed that now. Just having a look at in the chat. Maybe they'll bring back Elysians. Hopefully, you know, I hope. Pinning each part helps. That resin is a nightmare. Yeah, it is. It is difficult. But I've just found green stuff. Milliput is live. I use an alchemy, a combination of Milliput and superglue, and I just mash it, and it works really well. And I've got quite good with Milliput after practicing on the Mordians, so I can poke it into places so it doesn't look like there's big seams around the joints and stuff like that. Yeah, so I know, like people are saying, people are getting into the fact with the 9th edition CP and how that's going to change. Yeah, so we're living in interesting times. So fortunately, whilst I've been chatting, this game has been running in the background, and you can see just for a few coal, we've got ourselves almost 40 iron plates now, which is actually quite good. But this is starting to run out of coal, so let's grab those iron plates. Let's get ourselves a couple of inserters and some conveyor belts, and let's see if we can automate this thing. We might need to pick it up and try again. So we also need to see what do we need for and we can make a burner miner there. So this little combo should allow us to automate the whole thing. It should do, which would be nice. Right, and I should have a furnace. I did pick my furnace up, but my furnace seems to have disappeared. That's very frustrating. Am I being totally thick? Apparently, I'm being totally thick because I can't see my my furnace. That's weird. So I think that's actually a little bug that's happened there, guys. Unless I'm unfamiliar with the latest update with this game, but it's not meant to. It's not meant to just disappear. The thing that you pick up. If anyone noticed and was more familiar with this game than I, let me know if you think I might have done something a bit stupid. Anyway, fortunately we can do everything by hand if we need to. Right. Anyway, so let's get ourselves. I think we need another. Oh, bloody hell. I think we need another one of these, and then we can make a totally self-contained system. So, how do you rotate them again? I used to know this. Okay, we want this one on here. I don't know why I've forgotten. I feel like it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I thought it was R. I must have pressed E or something, and that's why it didn't work. Right. Anyway, so this needs to constantly feed itself. So you want. 1 minute. Let's do this first. That wants to feed itself. Hang on, let's see if we can do this properly. That wants to feed itself, but I also want it to feed the machine down there. Let's have a look. This game is very much trial and error. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, and then you know what I could do with some more iron plates actually. More connectors, more conveyors. So this thing is going to take coal from there and put it there, and then this one is going to take it from there, put it there, and this one's going to do that. So I know it looks a bit retarded, but if we do it correctly, you will see that this will become a self-contained system. Let's do something like that. And we're just playing, we're just sticking around. So in case anyone's there absolutely losing their mind over me not doing this properly, don't worry too much. I'm only showing the game off a little bit. Let's get a bit of coal. Let's put some coal in this. So if I do that, this will start pumping out coal. That little claw will put enough into fuel itself, because this one uses coal. And then when it's put a couple of bits in, it will put it on that conveyor, which will put it into this one. And then the next bit will go and it'll put it on that conveyor, and that one will feed that. Da-da. That will feed itself, and then finally that one will go to there, which will go to there, which will go into the machine. And you can see we now have a fully automated system, and these little burner units barely use any coal whatsoever, so they will essentially every so often they'll pick a little bit up, but as it is, this will automate itself. So now this machine will, as this machine's filled up, this is filled up, this is filled up, and eventually what will happen is it'll get pumped out to here when it's a little backlog. And so when that happens, we need some extra coal for the furnace, because I want to be able to automate the bit downstairs as well. So let's have a look. So what else is happening? Let's catch up on some chat. So this game looks pretty complex. It kind of is, but once you get into it, it's really, really satisfying. And I would kind of say it really scratches that itch of that a lot of people have, and especially nerds have, which is of making things as efficient as possible, as making things automated and almost like building. It's a bit like, you know, with Minecraft, when people build themselves little projects. It's similar with this, but with Minecraft it's totally freeform. But with this, it's like, let's build a factory. That's the whole thing, and you're trying to make the most automated factory you can see. And so just this tiny little site, I'll show it off a bit better in a second. Let's get some more. Let's get some more iron plates produced. So I need some more iron plates because I need to build myself some more inserters to show off the fully automated side of things. Train will be the third player in the game. That's interesting. Looking forward to leaving. Brandon Scott looking forward to leaving us and being able to shoot while in combat. Already made a 7 Rust list. Punisher Russes, feed the machine. Sounds advert to me. Absolutely. So, and I have another 10-man squad, 2 heavy stubber teams, and 2 special weapon graders. Undercut just working on the Death Riders first. Absolutely fantastic. Killer Krieg's man. I can guess what army you collect. So, yes, everyone's getting very excited about the Russes, aren't they? And I can't blame people getting excited about the Russes and tanks coming back. But I have a sneaky suspicion that screening is still going to be very, very important. And let me tell you why. This is my thoughts. So, it's all well and good being able to shoot in combat. But what you have to remember is, and this is what I believe, and I know this is true, this is my speculation, is that you will have to shoot what you are in combat with. So, someone can still charge into you with a bunch of grots or hormagaunts and tie your vehicle up. Now, true, you won't have to try and run them over with 6s to hit with 3 attacks. Very true. You can blast into them, but you are not getting to choose what you shoot at. And if it's just 3 little hormagaunts which manage to make contact with you, then in your next turn, you'll either have to fall back and not shoot, or put all your firepower into clearing those 3 hormagaunts. So that's what I think there will still be balance. I just think that you will be able to, when you get wrapped and trapped by swarms, let's say you get wrapped and trapped by like 30 hormagaunts, you'll be able, and you've got a Punisher Rust, you'll be able to hose your way out of there, but it might take you a couple of turns. But at least you are able to get out of there one way or another. And I think that's what they will do, guys. So it's gonna be interesting. Right, let's take a look. Yeah, so now let's make this thing fully automated. So is that correct? No, I think that's the wrong way. Do it this way. So that's going to take coal from there, and that's going to put things in there. And oh, but hang on, this one doesn't have coal, does it? So it's not a fully automated system. Ag! It looks like it's an almost fully automated system, but it's not quite. This burner will run out of coal. So this is not an ideal system, by the way. I just want everyone to know this is not the way to play Factorio efficiently. I'm just showing off what you can do in this game, and I really recommend it, by the way. It's very fun building a massive sprawling factory. In fact, what I'll do is I will show this beginning bit off for like half an hour to an hour, and then I will see if I've got a save game which is still valid, and I'll load up one of my bigger factories. I'm still a total noob at this game, guys, but I do have one or two bigger factories which show off the scale of the game. So let's get a couple more of these. Let's build ourselves some conveyors. We're going to need more than that. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to move towards electricity now. So I'm going to grab all this coal. And I am going to... Oh, this doesn't have infinite coal as well. So I'm going to build that actually self-contained system just to show off what you can do. But... it wants to come up one, doesn't it? Boot. Boot. Ah, just run out. Come on. More iron plates. Iron plates for the iron plate god. If you like corn, this is the game for you, because you are iron plate. It's iron plates for the iron plate god rather than blood for the blood god. Right, let's take a look. Hopefully this game is playing in full screen, by the way, guys. I know last week we didn't have that, but I think I have fixed that now. If I've got it on my phone, it looks like it's playing in full screen, which is good. Those three homeworks will be ITC kill point, very much so. Ninth better bring back 3-point conscripts. Absolutely, absolutely. Unnerf the conscripts, guys. That's what I say. Unnerf the conscripts. I have to say, if you guys have seen the AdMech reveals today, they are pretty spicy, and we all know that the Games Workshop doesn't show off the best bits. So yes, they've got amazing new models, fantastic. But when those were revealed, my competitive compadres took one look at them and went, you know what people are going to do? They're going to build coal castles again. It's all about the coal castles. So the thing with the new Canticle and the new... is it a warlord trait? Yes, warlord trait. Is that basically AdMech now, I believe, can get 25% increased fire output from what they used to have for no additional points cost. Because you have the exploding sixes ability now, which is just a warlord, which is just a canticle, and it's a Mars canticle specifically. And so what you want to do is you want to take Call, who lets you roll 2 dice for your canticles, pick which one you want, and then add 1 or -1 to the result. So guess what? That allows you to manipulate it so that you always get the exploding sixes canticle. I'm not sure if it's the canticle which is exploding sixes, or it's the one that gives you +1 strength. But either way. And then there's a warlord trait, and obviously they'll be able to get access to an extra warlord trait because everyone can do that now. And they'll be able to get the warlord trait, which allows them to get exploding sixes. So long story short, I'm not sure if I've got the canticle and the warlord trait mixed up, but long story short, AdMech will still be going Mars, and they will still be taking Call, and they will still be taking Service Spam, or they will be taking a big blob of Castle and Robots of Doom. But now they can take exactly the same list for probably no perceived points costs, but it's going to be exploding sixes and +1 strength in all the guns. So that is power creep, but whatever. Like, that's just the way it goes, man. And I admit we're already really good, but now they're really good. They'll be competitive again now. Killer Kriesman, I did send you a message on Instagram. Are we still on for painting? Absolutely. I am waiting for my paints from Games Workshop. I did order them 11 days ago, and I did check. but they haven't sent them yet. So that's annoying. But we are definitely still on. And in fact, I have picked out the models that I want to send you, buddy. So don't worry, I'm going to send you some really cool stuff. It's going to be stuff that I use every single battle, and we will know every time I use it. It'll be like, Killer Kriegsman painted these for me. Go and check them out. So don't worry, man. I've got it all planned. It's just Games Workshop screwing me over with those delivery times. They took 14 days to deliver me some bloody Lord of the Rings stuff, but I assume that's because they had to actually go into the depths of Moria to find the one box of Lord of the Rings Khazad that they had left and bring it back back up the zone. A bit like Ark and Land, they had to go and find it. Have we seen if list building within a faction has changed? No, we haven't. But the way they do command points is totally different. So everyone now is going to start with the same amount of command points, and the more you want to ally in, that will cost you command points. So, for example, you could take 3 detachments of Astra Militarum, and you'll get to keep all your command points. Let's say it's 20. You'll get to keep 20 command points. Or you could take 2 detachments of Astra Militarum, and then if you want to ally in a Space Marine detachment, that might cost you something like 5 CP. They haven't said what the numbers are yet. So pure armies will be rewarded with more CP. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I think it's good, but I mean, what's the top tier army at the moment, guys? Space Marines. Which army doesn't care about soup? Space Marines. So I'm not sure it really fixed anything, to be honest. I think it's a good idea. You know how I said, like, it always seems like Games Workshop is 6 months behind their own bloody fixes. Like, they're 6 months behind the meta and they make the decision. It takes 6 months to get through the cogs of the machine, and then the change comes in when it's a bit late. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. So this doesn't really feel like it'll make a difference, but whatever. Maybe it will. We haven't seen the whole thing yet. It took you 13 days to get your stuff from Games Workshop. You live in Denmark. Yeah, well, I live in the north of England, which is a frozen hellhole. So they've probably been caught on the road or something. They haven't even dispatched it yet. So I think they're scrounging around for whatever they can find to shove in a box and send to me. Okay. Anyway, so let's go back to playing the game. So, as you can see now, this is an example, a very basic example of what you can do in Factorio. It's a fully automated system. This system will now just continue to run pretty much indefinitely. I mean, this will fill up with iron plates, so just perfect timing. When it gets to 100, it will fill up and stop producing more, but I can take those out. But this is an example of why this game is super addictive, because now I'm like, well, now I've got my iron plates automated, but they're not building them fast enough, so I need to increase productivity. But I don't want to be using these burner inserting arms, because they're using all my coal up. So, and I want blah blah blah, and I want more efficient, faster inserters and faster miners and faster cookers. So that's the whole thing in this game. It's all about efficiency. Have I called the name of the stream Space Marine? No, that's because I was originally going to play Space Marine. Well, it's a trick. There you go. I changed my mind at the last minute. I wonder if I can change the name of the stream, actually. It's probably a good idea if I do that. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was originally going to play. I wonder why everyone kept going about Space Marine. Factorio. There we go. There you go. Look. I am professional. I promise. It's because I was going to do Space Marine, guys, but I could get the right resolution, but the quality was quite low, unfortunately. Not super low. Quality was about 720, but I couldn't get it up to 1080 for some reason. So there we go. Righty ho ho. So let's see if we can get electricity. What do I need to create electricity? I need a boiler. Well, I can make one of those. And that's a steam engine, sorry. I need a boiler. That requires stone. And I need a water pump, which requires copper. So, let's go and make all those things now. Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo-dooby-doo. So I need to get myself a bunch of stone so then I can make one of these, but I also need to be able to get electronics, which takes copper. So I need to be able to mine some copper, so I need to get myself, I will need one of those. And then that should do it. Okay, that should be enough to get myself some copper. This won't be an automated system. I'll just make this one quickly on the fly. I built a bloody stone thing and now it's disappeared. I don't understand where my furnaces are going. Can please someone explain to me? That's the second time where I've built a furnace that's disappeared, which makes me think that I am doing something wrong. And I'm sure that someone will be able to tell me. Right, let's build it. Well, no, it's appeared. Oh, I know what it is. I built the bloody... Yeah. So I built the part that needed a stone furnace and then yeah, I get it. I understand. Right, let's do this. Oh, there we go. So, we need to wait for the pump, and we need some pipe. Let's make lots of pipe. Pipe. And we need a... Did I even build the... I thought I built the boiler. I don't know what's going on anymore. This is the problem with me playing complicated games. I haven't got a frigging clue what I'm doing. Just like the Adeptus Militarum. Yeah, exactly. You don't need 1080, only Mordians are that accurate. Well, unfortunately, I bloody Mordian channel, aren't I? So I've got to be. Hope you're having a good day, Mordian. I am, Roberto. I hope you're having a good day too. That's very nice. Right, let's make one of these. So I should have some copper in here now. Yes, look at that. Smashing out the copper. Which means I can now get a water pump. So now we have mastered coal. Now we must master electricity. There you go. This is literally how the Adeptus Mechanicus works. Like we have mastered one thing, now we must master another. So let's build the pump there. Let's get a bit of pipe. Let's do that. Let's put a boiler. Is it the boiler I want? I'm pretty sure it's the boiler. Rotate. Does it need water? I think it just needs water on one end. Oh, wait, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Oh, frig me. Right, I'm doing it all wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Don't need the extra boiler. That was just a mistake. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, the trains going past me have gone off the bloody chain recently. Small electrical pole. Absolutely fantastic. So, now we need electricity. This will need to make electricity. Guess what? I haven't got any coal. Right, 1 minute. We must master electricity. Currently all of our augmetics are running off coal, and it's not super efficient. There we go. You can just imagine this is like one little tech priest, just like, come on, keep the mechanical legs pumping. Come on. Right. So I'm going to put some coal in here now. So you can see this is now making, this boiler is now going. It is now making steam, which I need for this steam engine. And if I do this now, this will create electricity. So the steam engine creates electricity, which goes into the national grid, kind of thing, and that goes into these electrical poles, which I then spread to bring electricity back to my base. So I need to get some more wood, because ongoing joke in this game is you always need more wood. I need wood. So there you go. This is why this channel isn't for children, because I make silly, inappropriate jokes and swear too much. Yes, Mechanicum colonizing Mars, M20. Yeah, well, exactly. Toasters doing it for themselves, exactly. Killer Cruiseman, I will message you privately regarding Krieg models and whatnot after the stream. Don't worry. All your questions will be answered, good sir, and I appreciate, by the way, all the help that you've been giving me with the Krieg stuff. Right, more electricity poles. So you can see this game, you know, it's one of those where you start off and you think, oh, you know, I'll just play it for like half an hour. I'll just play it for 10 minutes. And I can't believe it, already 40 bloody minutes has gone by. Madness. Absolute madness. Now, one thing I would say is I am running this on the YouTube, but just to make it easier. But I don't know how far and wide the message is spread when it's on YouTube. So if you guys think I should move to something like Twitch for this, or controversial Mixer, let me know down in the chat below. I don't know really the difference between Twitch and Mixer, apart from Twitch is older and also seems to have a lot of controversy surrounding it, but Mixer is newer but probably not as good yet, probably not as polished. So if anyone has a preference or knows more about it, put it down in the comment section below, because I always appreciate my input from my fans. Fans, God, I hate saying that. Fans, from my supporters. Fans sounds very, I don't know, condescending. I don't know. It's just me. I just don't like the term. Supporters, contributors, subscribers, community, friends. Are we friends? I think we're friends. Anyway, let's carry on. So as you can see here, we are now mastering the art of electricity. This is what this tech priest feels pretty big dick tech priest right now. So what we are going to do is get some more copper, which has been doing its thing up here. No, wrong one. Excellent. And we are going to get ourselves, so what am I missing? Iron plates. See, you always need more iron plates. So we're going to make ourselves some electrical mining drills. Keep it all on YouTube. All subscribers should get the message that you're going live. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Thank you. That's a very, very good point, Jacob. That's a very, very good point. Right. Let's take a look. So, with electricity mining drills, it's almost like a science lesson, this, isn't it? That's what it's quite. I always like science. It's kind of like a science, more of an engineering lesson. I think if they had taught engineering at my secondary school, I would have gone into that. But they only taught the main ones. They taught biology, chemistry, and physics. And I know you sort of do physics and then do engineering later, but I feel like they should offer engineering at like GCSE level, which is high school for our transatlantic cousins. So, with the advent of electricity, we no longer need drills to, we no longer need drills to have coal inserted to them. So if I do this, you can see this one's going. And we don't have to have that complicated system of that grabby arm has to put coal into itself, and then it puts on a little conveyor to put into the next grabby arm, which then puts on another conveyor for the next grabby arm, which then finally puts it in the machine. We don't need to do that anymore. Now it's very simple. We have electricity, the electrical miner does its thing. Makes it much, much easier. It means we don't need this kind of thing happening anymore. Now this still needs coal, to be fair. So this line still needs to come off down here, but we can save ourselves a little bit of coal, basically. So if we just do this, we can put down another one of our electricity mining jobbies. Let's do it like that. And then it can do this. There you go. Again, this is not super efficient, so any Factorio fans out there who are twitching at the way I am building this factory, guess what? Firstly, I'm just playing around. And secondly, it's the Adeptus Mechanicus. As far as I am concerned, this is what we found on a scrap of paper down in the depths of Mars. So this is the best way of doing it. And if you say anything else, you're a heretic and you're going to get turned into a servitor. So there you go. I never get the notification until 30 minutes to 1 hour after I already joined streams. Well, maybe it's because I think what I need to do with the YouTube stream is learn the mechanics behind it a bit more, and probably put the stream ready, like scheduled, ready to go live an hour ahead of when it actually happens. Because what I'm doing is I'm getting everything set up that I'm sort of going live 5-10 minutes before, setting it 5-10 minutes before it happens, and then switching the stream from private to public. And I think that's why it's not giving people enough of a notification. I think YouTube, the YouTube cogitates take a bit to work out that I've gone live and spit out the email. I think that's what it is. Right, so we now have the ability to create electricity, but unfortunately we do not have the ability to automatically create electricity, because if you remember, we just went down there and put a lot of coal in that boiler. So what we need to do is create our first proper long distance ish medium distance supply chain. Basically we need to get coal from here to down here. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. I think we want to look at our research. So we want to get this, because what this will give us is the ability to create splitters, which are really, really important. So we need to create 15 of these red research jars. So if we go over to here, we know that it takes basically two iron plates and one copper plate to make a research bowl. So guess what? Let's make 15 of them. Oh shit! I'm making 24 of them apparently. Got excited, making too many of them. Now if we come over here, we'll notice that we've run out of, this is not automated either. So you know what, rather than us bloody, well I guess for now we can do it. You know what, we'll keep it manual for now. Copper is not as important. I was going to say it, copper is the red-headed stepchild of Factorio. At least at the beginning. At least at the beginning. So this is just it's a fun little game. It's a fun little game. The thing is now is I think it's £22 now, which will be about $30, and it used to be about 15. And when it was 15, I think this game was definitely worth it for the casual investor. Now it's 22. I think it's one of those where it's like you gotta know this is the game for you. You gotta know, because otherwise you're gonna spend like what, $30 on a game that you might not play that much. Though it is very good. I would, even at 20. You know what? Even at £22, I would say it is totally, definitely worth it. No doubt in my mind. So you know what? Let's do some research. And let's start the research. So this will use my little red bottles up, and whilst it's doing it, it will unlock the technology. Or it should do anyway. Start. Oh, hang on. I think I'm stupid. I think I'm very, very, very stupid. I need a research lab, of course. You got to put the bottles into something. Alright, can I cancel you now? Yeah, thanks. Bloody hell. All this to create a splitter. Can you play Inquisitor Martyr? I don't own it, but I can definitely buy it and play it. Yes, that's not a problem. I was probably going to... I wonder, do people want to see Dawn of War 2? Not the second one, sorry. Do you want to see me continue the Dawn of War campaign, or start a Space Marine campaign, or start something totally different like Inquisitor Martyr? Put down in the chat below which one you prefer. Must also admit, guys, absolute and total heresy. I'm not drinking Iron Brew tonight. I'm drinking Pepsi Max. Didn't have any Iron Brew, and technically we're still under lockdown, and I thought it would be a bit frivolous for me to go out there and get an Iron Brew just for the sake of this. I know I probably should have done it. I should have done it. Being too sensible. Lockdown's practically over. There we go. So now this will do the research. Oh, excellent, 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 excellent. Oh. So, you might be thinking, what is the point of doing all this? Well, like I said, you do have to build the mission. You have to complete the mission to get off the planet. But you also need to make sure that you don't get overrun by the evil alien bastards that are part of this planet. So, we're going to look at the map. So if you see, I love this map because you can zoom in and you can get like an even more bird's eye view of where you are, and you can move the map around. But what the red bit shows is the pollution. So when my pollution levels reach high enough, they will eventually make contact with this base. And when they make contact with the base, the aliens will get very upset with me and try and eat my face off. And destroy my machines. And they start off as just basically the equivalent of little Hormagaunts, little grubs. But they later become like massive, like carnifexes essentially. It's pretty cool. Right, is the research is continuing. Research is continuing. There we go. So, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play this up until we get automated electricity production, and then I will try and I'll show off one of my other factories if I can, only for 5 minutes, and then we might switch games. Might hop on to something else. We'll see how it goes. I just try to keep it light and breezy. I just wanted to show off a bit of Factorio because it felt right, marking the momentous final fleshing out of the AdMech range. Because to speak positively for a moment, I think the Adeptus Mechanicus range has been the bare minimum for a long time, and a lot of fans of the AdMech have done some absolutely fantastic and sterling work in creating their own models, basically. So I have seen dozens and dozens of variations of Dunecrawler, like converted Lehman Russes, hijacked Taltech, just hybrids of just many different kits. I've seen entire armies of just cyborg converted Skitarii, not even using the regular models. Years ago, about a year before the AdMech even got their own model range, back in 7th, I saw someone who had made an entire AdMech army just from scratch and used the Tau rules for it. Just amazing, just crazy stuff. And I think it's a shame now that people who made back in 7th, when you could ally in other factions for your transports, and you had people that were making like chimeras but putting them on like walking legs and hover chimeras, loads and loads of really cool stuff. And I think now it's really cool that they've got their own models. And yeah, you can go out there and buy the Archaeocopter. It's a fantastic model. And you can buy the jump pack guys with the bat wings. But likewise, what you've got now, if you're one of those AdMech players which is like, I really like the fact that in many ways every Skitarii is like different, and you know it's all down. You know, it's that no two in a funny sort of way, no two Skitarii should like look the same. They should be just totally wacky models, and no two Tech Priest Dominus should look the same, and all this kind of stuff. You now have just unholy levels of opportunity for conversion. I personally, I do quite like the AdMech stuff. I'm just not totally sold on like the bat wings. There's a lot of like bat wings, like wings. It's cool, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I'm not totally sold on it. I think, I don't know what you could have instead of. It's very unique, don't get me wrong, but it's not very high tech. Is that too controversial to say? Sorry, Games Workshop. It doesn't look very high tech. It looks like diesel punk. But it's still cool. So if you're like me and you think that the AdMech is not about diesel punk, steam clunk, but it's more about totally, utterly wacky, bonkers stuff, then yeah, you've got plenty of opportunities to do lots of conversion with the new units that they're bringing out. Sorry I'm late, Mordian Glory. You working around the house doing how late it's gone. Don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. You're here now. That's the important thing. And guess what? I just built one of those squads of Kriegsmen that you sent me. So it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Right. Has the technology research? Not yet. Almost, though. Let's go grab some more resources. What we're going to need for this epic adventure of automation. We are going to need lots and lots of iron plates and copper plates, because we're going to need loads and loads of conveyors, millions of them. In fact, let's just get, let's just convert it all into conveyors. We're going to need it. In Denmark, you can't buy iron brew. Well, then you need to just move. Okay, any country that doesn't sell iron brew, is it even a country? I mean, I don't know. It just. I don't mean to slag off Denmark, but if you don't have iron brew, what the hell? That you need to go and lobby. As well as I am not. I'm never. You need to go protest outside the government building and be like, "What do we want? Iron brew. When do we want it? 3 fucking years ago." You haven't had one for 3 years. About ready to go to war game for the iron brew. Absolutely. Iron brew is banned in a few places because of the dye. That's just an example of governments getting too involved, isn't it? If I want to drink myself orange, I bloody well can do. Anyway, let's not get political on this channel. The political ravings of an iron brew addict is probably make better TV than bloody Keep Up with the Kardashians or the equivalent Love Island over here. Keep making me fuel. Right, so we should now let's run out of bloody bottles. Why am I so incompetent at this game? Right. Make more. I wonder why it was taking forever. Morning Glory, is this Fan Liberation you're playing? Looks hella familiar, but I don't recognise it at a glance. It is Factorio. It is Factorio. It is basically Adeptus Mechanicus Simulator. So for those of you that are joining us an hour in, because YouTube finally got round to telling you that to give the notification, this is Factorio. It's a game where you start off as one man on your own, basically on a death world. There's aliens that want to eat you that look like Tyranids or Katachan devils, and you must build yourself a factory to automate production so you can build a rocket to get off the planet. So it's Space Marine. It's like, it's not Space Marine. I changed the name of it. So yeah, that's what it is. So that's what I'm doing. So I started off with nothing, and from nothing I have created coal and iron and electricity. So it's a pretty cool game. Right, but unfortunately, it might be a pretty cool game, but I am a pretty stupid organic human. So I keep making quite obvious mistakes. If anyone who is a Factorio fan will be looking at me with great pity and also be taking the piss about me. Yes, yeah, pretty much. So what you're saying is that you're going to invent new power armor types, new space marines, fix plasma overheating, and rediscover hovertech. That is what I would do, but unfortunately, I'm only playing this game for like an hour and a half, so I won't quite get to do it all in one go. Right, I now have the technology. I have the technology. Let's take a look. So I can now build the splitter, which will allow me to finally get automated electricity and not manual electricity. So with my magical, with what would the admech call it? With the splittorium, with the great and bountiful splitter, I will now be able to make coal go in 2 directions. Ta-da! There we go. Look at that. Genius. You know what? Do we have another miner? I do have another miner. There we go. Let's make more coal. We're going to need more coal now, boys. Let's do that. Let's make it electricity. Let's make it put the coal where we want it to. Look, that is the most spaghetti bloody coal thing I've ever done. Anyway, doesn't matter because I won't be keeping this factory. So now what we want to do is make this go to the lake. Oh, sugar. So now we want to put this all the way over here. All the way over here. And then start bringing it down here. I think it's almost bloody perfect. I've just missed out. So close. So, I wonder if it's easier for me to... No. No, I've got to bloody run all the way back. Come, the Iron Plate Manufactorum. There we go. Let's use this to travel slightly faster. Woo! I'm super speed. I've increased my leg distance greatly. Leg speed greatly. Why are boy bands bad at making conveyor belts? I don't know. Why are boy bands bad at making conveyor belts? Morning Glory is my favourite YouTuber. He taught me how to Valkyrie. Well, that's very nice for you to say. But I believe you had the power all along. The power was in you. I tell you what, I do like Valkyries though. Valkyries are probably, I would say, I mean, I may be biased, but I think they are the best flyer. Right, so, you might be saying, why are you using a burner inserter here, Mordian Glory? And you're probably not saying that, but if you are saying, why are you using a burner inserter here, it's because this will be producing coal anyway. So I might as well just put one of my spare burner inserters here, and it can take one bit of coal every so often, and it's just as efficient as putting an electricity inserter there. Now, I'll tell you what, this game is really cool. I mean, it looks basic, like the graphics basic, but when you actually get in nice and close, the fine detail on those cogs like spinning around is so cool, and the rust and everything. Very, very cool. I mean, I've been playing it zoomed out, so it looks like an old strategy game, but the actual... And like, look at the little shimmer on the boiler. It is actually very, very, very good detail for a game. Some of the older models are a bit blurry, to be fair, but as you can see, some of the new ones are definitely more polished. But you can see it's not meant to be old crappy graphics. It's a very deliberate art style, which is nice, which is cool. Because they can only go in one direction. Ah, that's a terrible joke. That's an absolute terrible joke. I don't know. I don't know why I keep you around sometimes. I need a new joke master. Right, so we now have the wonders of a totally automated factory. There you go. So let's see. I mean, I will save it just because I'm a stickler for this kind of thing. Let's just call it. I've already got one called 1. It can be called 2. There you go. And then let's load. Have I got a more recent one? No, no, can't use that. No, can't use that. That's good, probably a good example. One of these two. Let's see what this one looks like. When did I make this one? It's either that or Death World. Let's go. I'm not sure which one's further along. Let's try Death World. Let's see what Death World looks like. Is it all? I don't remember it very well. Okay, confirm. So this is an example of before we I guess I don't know if we'll finish for now or we might switch to another game. This is an example of a really big factory. It's actually a medium-sized factory. Actually, by my standards, this is probably one of the biggest factories I've made, and you can see all of this is totally automated, and you can understand like. What I was showing you guys before, it took me like an hour to put together, basic electricity and basic coal. I mean, if I was playing it on my own and totally focused, I'd probably do it in maybe like 45 minutes. But this is what it looked after many hours of gameplay. This is the kind of thing you can produce. So what you see here is totally automated. If I did nothing else, this factory would continue to run until all resources were used up. So if I use, I guess, the map and then zoom in a little bit to give me a slightly more bird's eye view. So you can see down here, massive coal pit, which is feeding into this system, which brings the coal all the way up here, and then brings it to the main, what they call sort of main bus. So this coal comes here, and this is producing an endless stream of copper plates, and these are really powerful furnaces, so they burn them much quicker. So they create them much quicker. Likewise, down here, I've got a never-ending stream of iron and coal that pumps out a never-ending amount of iron plates. Iron plates are more iron plates for the iron plate throne, and you see these red conveyors are much faster because I need to produce the iron plates quickly and get them into the rest of the factory system. So the iron plates come around here, and then these automatic assembly machines produce things like ammo, and then the or research bottles. You can see it comes all the way down here, then it starts mixing with the copper bus. Comes all the way around here, more automatic machines. So rather than having to manually turn the iron plates into cogs, I've now got machines that make the cogs. So there you go. Looks absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad. And you can see as it goes on, it gets more complicated. So the iron cogs get turned into iron copper plates. The copper gets turned into wiring, and the two get combined. So you've got cogs, plates, and copper wiring gets turned into circuit boards, and the circuit boards get used for others. Get used to create electronic inserters, and you can see it's mad. It's total spaghetti, and this all gets put together. Spare things are put in the big boxes, and then the other ones are put into the research creators. So then, long story short, we now also have automated research. And it's bonkers. And then we've got more coal coming down here. I'm not sure what these are meant to be. Oh, I've run out of stone. These I totally strip mined the stone that I was working in. And these are the defences that we've got in place. So you can see some enemies, some Tyranid life forms have tried to breach the walls. And I have got automated Gatling turrets, or if we're drawing 40k comparison, heavy bolter turrets. Maybe Punisher Gatling turrets. And Vulcan mega bolter turrets, I don't know. And I've got automated bullets, and I've got radar, so the map, as you can see, is being scouted for me. All these red blobs are alien bases. So you can see the map is fair riddled with them. If I zoom all the way out, and you see the full extent of the map, I've only explored a small part, and it's totally infested. So So there you go. So hopefully we will get to see an alien attack soon. Although they are, I think this is not. It's not an ideal base, but it's all right. It can hold the enemy off fairly well. And then yeah, so this is what people would call a basic factory. So there you go. Look, the aliens are trying to get in, and they just got gunned down. That was a very small attack wave, actually. What was that? Oh, I got hit by a bit of acid. That was a very small attack wave. There are much bigger ones. So you can see, if you look in the map down here, this is actually a gathering. So the bases are spitting out life forms, and then the life forms, when they reach a sufficient mass, will attack. Sometimes it's a small mass, like you saw, just a dozen creatures, and then other times it could be as many as 100 creatures could attack, and that's actually a serious threat. So it's pretty, it's pretty cool. You see what you can do this game. I'm a total novice, and I will say I didn't create this factory single-handedly. I had a lot of help from one of my gaming buddies, so he helped me set up a lot of it. But it's just, if you've got two people doing it, it takes half the time to build something. So hopefully we'll get a big attack soon, and that'll be cool. And if we don't, I'll just go and attack a base, and you guys can see how nasty the creatures are. So I've sort of seen that the creatures like to attack on this side, so I've started tripling, making 4-layer thickness walls and stuff. It's pretty cool. We'll just hang around for a little bit, see if they do a big attack, and if they do, it'll be cool for you to see just how big some of the swarms can get. So actually, you can zoom out here, so you can see that is not even a full-size swarm yet, but these are next evolution stage creatures. So these are like, basically each one of those is the equivalent of like a Tyrannid warrior at this point. So if you're drawing comparisons, sort of the first creatures that will attack you will literally be like little rippers, basically tiny little creatures. Then it'll go up to like Gants and Gaunts. The first spitters are like your first like little termagants, and then you start getting into the middle level creatures, which are these ones, where basically every creature is the equivalent of a Tyrannid warrior or like a biovore. So here we go, big swarm coming in, and the gun turrets unleash. But you can see they're making, there's a lot of acid getting sprayed at me. So you can see they're actually able to damage one of my turrets, get through a bit of the wall almost, and blow up my radar. They absolutely hate radar, these creatures. But look, already 2 more creatures for the swarm have formed. And it's never ending. There's another swarm up here. Another swarm up here. So this base will endure, but it won't endure without my constant attention. I have to constantly go around and repair the walls and stuff. So if I was to continue this factory, the next step for me would be to basically get the automatic repair drones. So you can get little servo skulls essentially that fly around and will repair things and you can program them to do that. And then this base will pretty much be totally self-sufficient and will last until all the resources drain out. Now this is, when you first load this up, when you first play, you don't really think too much about the resources running out, but they do run out. I've run out of stone. I cannot build any more stone walls. I can repair them using repair kits, but I can't build any more. So there we go. Let's see if I can catch up on a few bit of the old chat. Tyrannids be popping up in here, exactly. Those structures melt them like the Necrons did the Guard in the 9th edition trailer. Yeah, but we were in a trailer. We at least we know we're still going to exist in 9th edition in some capacity. We were the only ones taking cover too. Well, the cover mechanics are going to change, aren't they? So maybe cover will mean nothing. I'll tell you what would really, and I'm going to use strong language now, I'll tell you what would really fuck me off, would really annoy me, would be if they released the great, Wilderness Survivors trait for Guard, and then made cover totally shit. That would be Finally, we get our carapace armor. Finally, we get the ability to run the equivalent of heavy armored guard. You know, like what the guys from what are the guys from the first Gaunt's first bunch of Gaunt's Ghost books? What are they, like the Jantine patricians? That's it. Yeah, they were awesome, and I always want to be able to represent them. And you can, you know, now I can, and I bet Games Workshop will make it where covered as nothing. It'll just be very annoyed. Very annoyed. But we'll see. Righty ho. So you know what, guys? Let's pause this here. I think we've everyone's seen plenty of Factorio for now. And what I'll do, I should have Space Marine installed. I'll just double check I do. And if I do, what I'll do is I will switch on to the Space Marine for the last sort of 20 minutes, half an hour of the stream, and we can just blast some orcs. So let's and then the stream name will also be accurate. Ha ha ha. So let's take a cheeky look. So Space Marine still it'll take me a minute. Right. So what I'll do is I will close that now and stop Factorio. And we'll quickly unpause that, and that should download in about 2 minutes, so you guys can all see my glorious game collection. Many of these have been bought on sale, and these are the ones I've got installed, and I've played most of them. But if anyone sees anything interesting that they want me to play, then point it out. I love the older games. So let's take a look. Nice, he's going to play Factorio. You cheeky bastard. That's all I want to say about you, Wayne Lamb. You cheeky bugger. Right. I love it though. Would you rather I sent out the next box of stuff to you during the upcoming holidays or for your next birthday? Just hold off on it for now, buddy. Hold off on it for now. Obviously, massive thank you for your continued support. I can't say it enough. I feel like I say it too much. It sounds like I don't mean it, but you know I mean it. Hold off on it for now. Let me get what I've got done, what I've got already done, and then when that's done, you'll obviously see it. It'll be on the YouTube channel, and then we can look at the next wave of stuff. But yeah, any you know, I'm not expecting anything. Don't worry, I'm not expectant at all. I am extremely grateful for your support. Did you like the Homeworld series? Love the Homeworld series. Completed every one of them. Think they're really good. Cataclysm is the best one, obviously. You know, Cataclysm is the unsung hero of the Homeworld series. This is what you do for. This is why you come to live streams. You come to live streams so you can see someone install a game. That's what it's all about. You know, that's what all these other ones are missing a trick. You know, all the Twitch people who get the boobies out. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way you get support. You install games. You just have you chatting shit whilst the game installs, and then by the time it's installed, you don't even have to play it. You can just go. See, this is the big bucks, man. Oh, it's going to be so cool. Well, I wait in anticipation. I truly do. Yeah, next week's stream will just be me. Going, oh, should I install this one next? Should I install that one next? Try War Thunder. It's a bit biased to Italians, Russians, and Germans, but I find it fun. I haven't checked the settings for War Thunder, so I'm not sure how it will turn out in the stream this time, but I will definitely look into it for the next stream. Now, I have to say I'm not super good at War Thunder, and I only play the planes. I fly the planes. I've got, I think it's rank 3 planes unlocked, so like halfway through. And I play as the Germans. I think I've got most of the Messerschmitts unlocked now, and I've got myself some Fokker Wolves. No, I'm not swearing. You don't need to cover your children's ears. It's a name of a plane, the Fokker Wolf. I actually think the Fokker Wolf is the best plane for the Germans at sort of middle levels. I mean, once you join the autocannon gang, you can't go back. You just can't go back. Try multiplayer games with your community. Definitely could do. Definitely could do. But I don't play a huge amount of games. I've only really doing this during lockdown. But I could definitely, yeah, I'm up for that. Tell you what's some good games that I like to play. The old Hearts of Iron 4. I'm absolutely shit at it, but I love playing it. Alright, let's see how this works out. Now I'm watching the stream now to see what it looks like when I'm doing it. See if it looks totally crap. And I will also need a little bit of making sure that the sound isn't totally rubbish either. Let's turn the audio, master sound volume, probably put it down to like 10. What does it look like on the stream? Ah, it looks alright. It looks alright. Let's look at video options. It's all good. Yeah, that's fine. Accept. Okay, let's play Space Marine. Where did I have completed it. We'll just skip the first bit. We'll just go from the second bit. You might say, why are you playing from the second bit? Well, I did the first bit yesterday or the other day, so I don't know why it was uninstalled, to be honest. When will I next be live? I will be live every Tuesday from 9 until at the minimum 10, at the latest 11, going forward until the foreseeable future. And then when the lockdown's lifted and I go back to playing 40k, which I normally do on a Tuesday, I will be switching the stream to Thursdays. There you go. People seem to like the stream. It seems to get a sort of consistent 15-20 people, which is very cool. Let me know if the quality and the sound is okay. Awesome. There we go. I tell you what, if there's one game I will play through to the end, it will definitely be Space Marine. This is one of my all-time favourite. It's just good. I have tried looking at how the hell I do it as a Black Templar, but I couldn't. I've seen people do it as Black Templars, but it's or as Blood Ravens or whatever, Blood Angels. But I couldn't figure out how to do it. I looked on the workshop. Pow! There we go. This is one of the few games that I pre-ordered on Xbox. Enter. Okay. Hang on. Die, Orc. Oh, you bloody bonked me on the head. Alright, die. There we go. It's so cool. I'm keeping an eye. Seems to be running okay. Nice. Sheer awesomeness that's on Lord Saving Mark John. Yes, absolutely. I'm very glad that you guys are so positive about the live stream. I wasn't sure it would be that bothered because I don't normally do that kind of stuff, do I? But it's very good to know that it's popular. I tell you what, I've got the live streaming bug for sure. I definitely didn't really know what the big fuss was about and why people enjoyed doing it so much. And after that first one I did last week, I was like, I want to do a live stream. I want to do another live stream. I want to do another live stream. So I keep live streaming. Live streams every night. Maybe we do like a live stream week. Can you do? Oh, that's yeah. There we go. Now the only problem with doing a first-person shooter is I don't really concentrate on the chat as much because there's too much going on. But I guess I can sort of catch up on the chat in between the firefights. I realised that whilst I had my graphics card, the reason why I'm struggling to do the streams in super high quality is because the graphics card I have is very good at playing games. That's no issues on my end playing in the super high quality, but it's not very good as an encoder, which is all stuff that I'm learning whilst I'm doing this. And so whilst it can play games in very high quality, it's not very good for streaming, unfortunately. which is why it doesn't come across as super HD. It looks pretty good on the phone though. I think it only looks a bit more blurry and stretched out when you are looking on a PC rather than on a phone. When you reach the part where you enter tunnels with the wounded guards and walk slowly through it, nearly all of them have dialogue, and they'll say if you're in there for a bit. Absolutely, I will walk through. I will walk through slowly but surely. Do you not have a good CPU? I do have a good CPU. I have the. What was it? It's the AMD Ryzen 2600. No, it's pretty. It's yeah, it's a good one. But I think it's my graphics card, which is, it's not the CPU. But why the hell am I backpedaling here? Rots, come here. Right, it's not the CPU which is necessarily the problem. It's the fact that, and it's not the graphics card cannot handle big graphics. It's the fact that it's not. It's my graphics card is the RX 570, which I got because for graphic performance in the UK it was like a 33% price increase for only a 5% performance increase if you weren't streaming. And when I got it, I thought, oh, I'm never going to bother with streaming. So I didn't think about it. And now my short-sightedness is biting me in the butt. Guardsman, no! Save the car! That's just disappointing. So yes, there you go. Oh bloody hell! Right, come on then. Let's help out the guardsmen. Ah, those guardsmen are so bone. Ah, let's see if we can help them. Die, orc scum! I've only got a combat blade. I've even got +1 attack from my chainsword. Just keep on smashing, keep on smashing, keep on smashing. I've forgotten what the bloody get health button is. I think it's. Oh shit, he's a guardsman. Pick up ammo. Here we go. My lords, you have saved us.
Rise, guardsman. You saved yourself.
We would be, my lord, if not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
The whole Forge world is under the command of a lieutenant. That does not bode well for the higher command chain of the Imperial Guard.
Through here, my lords. Head out the upper level and continue through the plaza. The bunker is beyond that.
Have FPS guys, have you tried encoding with your CPU then? I have to be honest, I don't fully understand what you mean. But it's when I am doing the streaming, it has to when I'm looking at the background stuff. I use what is it, OBS, open source something, and when I get to choose the encoder on the stream settings, it says, you know, choose your encoder. Do you want to use the software or do you want to use your hardware? And I tried to use the hardware, and it totally chugged. So so that's why I think it might be that. And I remember reading when I was building my computer 6 months ago. I remember reading someone saying, yeah, the RX 570 is a good graphics card for just playing games, but if you want to do streaming, you probably want to get the RX 580. So so I think that's what it is. I think it's my graphics card. I might be totally wrong. I could be saying total bullshit, and I'm willing to accept that. But that's just what I think might be the case. Ever played any of the Gary's Mod role-playing stuff? There's loads of stuff. I have Gary's Mod, and I've never got into it. I just used to use it to mess around in. If you get a chance, check out the Armour 40k mods that know such love and attention to detail that it's astounding. I should do. I really should do. The only time I have ever played any of the armor games was back in the days of Daisy, of Daisy, and
Certainly not use it to keep our forces.
they were. I love Daisy. I love the original mod Daisy when it was totally wacky and you had to reload the hatchet with 10,000 splinters and all that kind of stuff. But it seems like the main game's total balls. It was total flop, which is a shame because the mod was absolutely fantastic. But that's the only time I've played any armor games really. Ah yes, the chainsword. Boom. Enter. This is when the game starts, right? Eat chains! Eat my chain blade, eat it. Here we go. We no longer need to use any weapon. We're going to use the chainsword for the whole game. That's it. That's it. This is it. What the hell do I... There we go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Smash. Cha. There we go. Look at that. You need nothing but the chainsword. Power axe, don't need it. Thunderhammer, don't. Okay, fine. That's not true. You do need a bolter too. All you need is a bolter and chainsword. And guess what? Games Workshop believes that too, because they've made all the bolters for Space Marines totally broken, haven't they? Pa, pa, pa. Cha, cha. Funny camera angle. The bane of every Space Marine is a funny camera angle. Let's go. I'll tell you some other games that I love playing is the old city building games from Impressions. They're some of my favourite games of all time. Play things like Pharaoh and Caesar. Don't know if you guys remember those games. Very fun. Bit more slow paced. Very good for streaming because they're so slow paced you can concentrate on them easy and peasy. Bolter and chainsaw placement. Not even a subtle bolter and chainsaw placement. I absolutely love the bolter and chainsaw. One, I would say, the best Warhammer form out there. Daka Daka. It's too bloody toxic, is all I can say. Warseer. I don't even know if it's still going, Warseer. It went down a while ago.
Target that squig.
Do you remember? Do you remember if you had the member berries for the old Impressions games? Pharaoh, Caesar, Emperor, Rise of the Middle Kingdom. I got them all, baby. Zeus, Olympus, got them all. Love them. Caesar 3. Caesar bloody 3. That game is flipping heck. It is flipping heck, that game. But it's also very, very, very good. If anyone hasn't played Caesar 3, go and play it. It is one of the most satisfying, but also eyelid pulling out frustrating games. Makes you just want to pull out each one of your eyelashes individually sometimes when you get to later levels. But still a lot of fun. Right, go on then. First rank, fire! Right, 1 minute. 1 minute. We need to wait for some more orcs to... Right, second rank, fire! There we go. 18-inch rapid fire, boys. Come on. Let's shoot this bolter, like, realistically. One bolt at a time. I'm missing all these grots. Unleash the chainsword of war. There we go. I'm going to take a wild step at G is grenade. It's not. I don't know what grenade is. Ah! Oh God! It's like 8th edition. The shooter boys are too powerful. Jesus Christ, that's accurate. I'm going to kill that guy before the bloody dropship comes in and unleashes the boss. Spoiler alert. What the frig is grenade? That's what I need to know. I'm just going to... Aha! Aha, I know what grenade is. I mean, I've wasted one, but I know what it is. It's Q. Everyone knows that Q, that grenade, is spelt with a Q. We know this now. Here he comes, a noble. Or knob. What a total knob. Right, everyone, just blast the crap out of him. Come on. Oh, he brutalised that guardsman. He's brutalising me now. And I'm going to get shooter boyed. I'm going to die like a total scrub. Oh, he died. He died like a total scrub. Ha! That is the power of normal difficulty. There we go.
Imperial Guard. We are Ultramarines. Open
Let's take a look. Let's catch up for some of the chat. You actually lived Season 2. I never played Season 2. I only played Season 3 and onwards. Do you remember how it would shout plebs are needed at you if you didn't do your tax allotments correctly? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything you need to know about the stream side things, let me know. At least I can do after all the help you're giving over the years. I will. I will take you up on that. I have thought for ninth, people in Power Armor can't use cover. People in Power Armor should give cover. Absolutely. Considering that these are the same people that ham-fistedly shoved as many 2+A models as possible into Kill Team, I doubt they'll go anywhere near that good judgment. Yeah, probably. The thing is, how did the orcs learn to drive a Hades breaching drill? You do not question the capability of the orcs, my friend, because like if you do that, you will find that they have a certain alien cunning that will take you by surprise. Yeah, everyone stand up. I'm a Marine, bitch. There you go. Yeah, I'm saluting you too, buddy. This is very, very 40k. All the guardsmen are dead. Nearly all of them. Simplify, do or die, Marine. Guardsmen. Get some devil dogs. There we go. I need to collect more devil dogs so I can say that in game. Wow. It is hot. Absolutely boiling. My fan is going absolutely nuts. I apologise if you guys can hear the extremely loud fan at the moment, but it is absolutely boiling in my apartment at the moment. It's the summer. It's summer. It's flipping boiling. I'm almost to the point like Ace Ventura in the Mechanical Rhino. That is where we get into. We don't have the numbers to make an assault. Not with that attitude, you don't. Come on, love. Pull your bloody finger out. Go and fix bayonets. The commissar says you'll be fine. It's hot because Lieutenant Myra appeared on the screen. Ah, yes. Very true indeed. I have a purity seal. Sorry, excuse me, Games Workshop, but why is this officer wielding a lasgun sensibly? Why isn't the officer being forced to use las pistol and chainsword? Come on. Come on. Right, you know what? I have one singular request for 9th edition when the Imperial Guard gets their new codex. One request. The most important thing that they need to do to fix the Guard. No, it's not conscript. No, it's not commissars. No, it's not any other of a million brilliant suggestions that you'll all have. It just needs to be that sergeants, platoon commanders and company commanders can all take lasguns. There is no excuse for that not to be possible. You have enough lasguns in the guard kit to give a sergeant one. In the basic Cadian kit, you've got the same for the officer kit. There's no excuse for it. Sorry, I will accept guard being totally rubbish if I can give everyone in my army a lasgun. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for. I'll take any nerfs, anything, as long as that option is given to me. Nice. Basilisk. Come on. There we go. Very cool. It is crazy. It's really stupid. It would make us OP as in fun terms. Imagine it would be really, really good because Think about it, you know, with the new custom regiment traits, you could have an 18-inch rapid fire on your lasgun. It's 2 bloody lasgun shots to take. And I know people are like, oh, but you still want to pay for the bolter. No, I bloody don't want to pay for the bolter. I want a free lasgun on my flipping officer. That's all I'm asking for. Right now, I don't think there's any way to get a lasgun in the hands of a sergeant or anything. You can't even. You've taken away our shotguns Games Workshop. I just want lasguns. I just love lasguns. When I paint a lasgun, when I look at a lasgun, I think that is the best looking weapon in 40k. Which sounds crazy with all the new stuff they brought out. But the good old Canadian lasgun is one of the simplest yet just most pleasing weapons to look at. It's got just the right. You guys know me. I like class. I like class. I don't like things over the top. I don't like overly fancy, overly detailed things. Just the lasgun. It's got just the right amount of detail. It's got some buttons on the side of it. It's got an eagle. The magazine's got a bit of detail on it. That's all you need. What more do you need? It looks cool. You know, it's big enough that the detail stands out. Flipping it. Did that my bolt through that? Anyway. Just go and take a look at a lasgun. Just go and honestly, go and get one of your models and take a look and then compare it to one of the sort of like the assault bloody bolter that they do these days. And just let. Come on. There we go. This makes me feel aroused. Yes, get some. Yeah, get some. Yeah. How can you shoot grots and squigs? Easy. You just don't need them so much. That's a bit dark, to be honest. And lo, we are now Sergeant Harker. Mordians have got class, Mr. Sassy Pants. Mordians have got class. They are not if you look at a Mordian model, I'm not really angry by the way. I'm not angry at all. If you look at a Mordian Angarsman, he's got just the right amount of detail on him. Just the right amount. Very fancy. Very, very neatly pressed. Think about it. Mordians don't wear stupidly over-the-top flamboyant uniforms. They just wear very neat and tidy and prim and proper uniforms. Oh, what? Give it back! No, you're right, though. Hey! You know what's better than a bolter? A bolter with a scope on it. Now the Stalker bolter, realistically, is actually fires like a real, like a more realistic bolter. That's historically pretty. That's true, very true. But it's historically it's very over the top. But by 40k standards, it's not that over the top. I have to say they've done some real fine detail on that lieutenant character in this game. Look at the wrist with the cool like data slate on it. Yes, I would like a Praetorian army. I would like a Praetorian army. The problem I have is that I want to collect every guard regiment. How many armies do you have? How many factions do you collect Morning Glory? Oh, just the one. Just Imperial Guard. Oh, you've only got the one army? No. I've got like 20 armies. I've only got one faction. I'm just mad. Every time I paint that's not a guardsman, I think I could be here painting guardsmen and putting more effort into my guard army. Come here. Come on. Ah, missed. I am not a sniper. I will tell you now, I am not a sniper. If you come here to see accurate marksmanship, you will be sorely disappointed. Come here, bozo. Pow. I'm pretty sure that was a headshot, you know. I want to say a bad word. Just get me chainsaw you! You know what? For the Emperor! Not mucking about with this bloody blinking shooting nonsense. I've been saying bloody a lot tonight. Maybe that should be the name of the channel going forward. Give me more things to stab! Let me dip them! Dip, dip. Probably should have shot them. It was like, oh yeah, here's a nice arena to try out in Stalker Bolter. Angrily throws Stalker Bolter to one side and pulls out chainsaw. That's what I say. Or do even. I'm not using the Stalker Bolter. I don't like it. It's cool, but it requires skill. Something I do not possess. No time we get up to. We'll play a little bit more. Play a little bit more. It's going well. We're having fun. Probably shouldn't be blowing on these. I probably could use them. Oh well. No time. We are the unstoppable fox. Come on, boys. Come on. Do your cardio. That's every time I use chainsaw. I'm like, that's what I feel like doing. It's like, ching. Just love making. So he's on fire. What is it? Oh, hello. Oh. Just a couple of boys. This is pathetic. I'll tell you what my real problem with 40k is. And not with the game system. With me and 40k. Is I just love horde armies. I don't like elite armies. All the armies, you know, when people say, oh, you know, if you could pick an army and you could just have it, what would you want? I'd be like, I'd like a Tyrannid Swarmless, please. I'd like an Orc Green Tide, please. And even when it's an army that's not traditionally like that, let's take Admech for example. I'm like, I want 1,000,000. I want 100. I want 100 Scutarialists. I want a pure Scutarialist. You know, I just like collecting lots. I don't like elite armies. I find them unsatisfying to play. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I find them unsatisfying to play. I really, really, really enjoy massed ranks of infantry. I like looking at an army and it being like, that's an army. And that's my thing. I like collecting an army, not like a patrol. There you go. Oh yes, I think this will be a good bit to end on. Here we go. I want. Crap, we don't have an animation for him changing into a... Do you see the little clip then of the little clipping thing? Look, if you watch it. Anyway. There we go. Right. How have they... Ah, there you go. Right, I've remembered how to do it now. I remember. Surprise. Where are the orcs? I'm trapped in an iron girder of emotion. I want to go up there. There we go. There we go. Let's find some orcs. There's some. Steel rain, bitch. There we go. How to make a marine even more OP. Oh, no, come on. Come on now. Ah, can't go to that bit. Ah, don't even know where I went then. Went a bit funny. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, there's a big massive gun. Are they all dead? Looks like, oh no, there's a big load of them. So that bit in Dawn of War 2. Strike from the skies, brothers! That's what it's like. That's a perfect representation. Bet you couldn't even tell, but you're like, whoa, where'd the Dawn of War 2 cutscene come from? That was me. Fooled you all with my superior voice acting skills. I could do voice acting, I reckon, but the problem is I could only do the one character, and it would be me. No, I can do the stereotypical, like, in a world where orcs are butlers. You know, I could do that. I can do the stereotypical gravelly voice. I can't do anything else though. It is the 41st millennium. Forget the power of science, for so much is already... It's going shit now. I fucked it. It's gone shit. I've ruined it. I've ruined my voice acting career before it even started. Ah, tracers. Alright. Ah, yeah. Ha. Come on then. Oh no, don't want to land there. Oh, that was perfect if I do say so myself. Come on. No, right, that's the worst way of doing it. Whoa. Yeah, it doesn't matter that that was the silly thing to do, because now I get to... There you go. See, I'm doing the sound effect on top of the sound effects. You let me know which sound effects you think are better. Mine or the games? I think we all know that mine is best. See, I'm even getting the ego of a live streamer now. Look at that. It's all happening. And we're going up in the world. Right, righty-hos, that was very exciting. Apologies that I wasn't chatting much. I was just making really unusual noises. But this is what happens when I play a fun game. It just I get sucked into the game. Feel the two legs like locomotives powering the engine forward. That's what it feels like when you run in with this guy. Whole screen wobbles each time he stamps forward. It's awesome. You know what? Before we get to the next bit, I'm going to catch up on the chat because it's been going absolutely mad. Well, I'm at 12 squads to my Praetorians. That is a bloody good effort. That is, Wayne Lamb. Good effort. You might have been taking the piss out of me before for getting the name of the stream wrong constantly. But that is a good effort. I can respect that. When they shout round at the guardsman lines that they're charging, indeed. They are, in fact, hilarious. No, wait, Blam. Yep, absolutely. You cannot find the orcs hilarious. After all, you are just another guardsman. Pure infantry admech arm would be hilarious. You know what? I think it's the way. I think it kind of represents them the best because the admech are meant to have legions of dudes, aren't they? That's why they've got legions of Scutari, maniples of Scutari, very much based on the old legions. You know that. You know, that's how I think they're meant to be run. The shame everyone just runs loads of robots, but I think the more likely this. You know, I wish there was more. Well, I guess there is now. You guess you can collect a pure Scutari army now. You could before, obviously, but they didn't have transports, but now they do. I wouldn't collect. I would be specific in that I wouldn't collect admech. I would collect Scutari. If I was to do a Mechanicus force, I would collect the Scutari, and I know I can't get any official Scutari HQ models, but I would build my own Scutari alphas, and I'd just totally convert them up, and I would run them as the different kinds of tech priests. And I'd have like, you know, a regular tech priest could just be basically like a Scutari lieutenant, and then because he just repairs things, he doesn't provide any bonuses, and then I'd have like the Dominus as an alpha and so on and so forth. It'd be pretty cool. This section brought to you by the Assault Dogs. Yes, it was. Build them with fly support and just make them straight up the guys from June, complete with ornithopters. The Atreides. Someone say, Patrick Reynolds saying, guys from June, do you mean the Fremen and Sardaukar? I think he means the Atreides. Sardaukar, man. I mean, are you Team Sardaukar, Team Fremen? I am Team Sardaukar all the way. You know, absolute badasses. I think it was the Atreides that used the Ornithopters, and the Sardaukar just used giant balls to win. Just giant brazen balls, and it was the Fremen that rode worms. Yeah, Shai Halud, I think that's what they called the saviour. Gone with the Wind with orcs, fund it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Juneverse, absolutely fantastic. One of my all-time favourite strategy games, Emperor Battle for June. If you've not played it, go and spend the stupid amount of money and a Windows 7 computer to run it on, because it won't run on anything else, and go and play it. That's not great advice. What kind of insulation do orcs use in their house? Green asbestos. Read as green asbestos. Absolutely. What's your opinion on Viet Cong gene stealers? Well, that's a very specific question. As far as I'm aware, historically there were no gene stealers, you know, in the Big Green, but I could be wrong in the Nam. You know, cult don't surf. Cult you don't surf. As a theme for an army, fantastic. I think the Vietnam War was long. I mean, I'm not American, so, or Vietnamese, so I don't know how fresh the scars are from that. But I feel like the Vietnam War is kind of potentially long enough ago that you could get away with making an army and not upsetting too many people. If it was done with respect, I think you could do that, for sure. Yeah, I think any Warhammer army can be done with respect. You just have to accept that you could potentially offend someone. But Steelers don't serve. Absolutely fantastic. Try June 2. Tried it, loved it, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, like you could make a like a Taliban themed G Stealer cult army, or Talan army, Taliban Talan for the guard. You could do that, to be fair. I think that's probably still a bit fresh, unfortunately, and it's a little. I don't know. If I was to collect a Middle Eastern sort of Taliban style army, I would go. I probably wouldn't do it, to be honest. I don't know. Oh sugar, what's the? I don't know how to activate it. I didn't pay attention in school. Right. I don't know how to activate the Avengers launcher. Is it? No, it's not that. So yeah. I probably wouldn't do it. If you really want to scratch that itch of creating like a, I guess you could go to like Mujahideen style army, my recommendation would be just collect a land. That's probably that's the best you could get away with it, and then no one, you know, someone outside of the game who doesn't understand 40k, seeing it might be a bit put out. But you would have that defense. You'd have that defense. I think if you were to style it after the Mujahideen rather than the Taliban or ISIS or anything like that, I think you could get away with it. But I think otherwise, I wouldn't go for it. I think it's still fairly too recent. It's serious all of a sudden, isn't it? It should be serious, the live stream all of a sudden. But I think it's Now, as for maybe, yeah, I mean that we'll leave it at that. I mean, there's not much more to say on it, really, is there? I need some help. That's what I need to say. Whoa, there we go. But what do you guys think? You know what? What do you guys think? Am I being overly sensitive, or is that probably about the right level? I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it. But that's just because I don't like that style of army, more so than anything else. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just I like the what do you call it? I like the Mordians and that style. That's my jam. But I absolutely totally respect people that do it, doing it properly. I think, like I said, I'll just say what I said again. As long as it's done with respect and it's tasteful, and you're not, you know, as long as that's the case, then I think it's absolutely fine. Yeah. But what do you guys think? Have I dug myself a massive hole? Is this going to turn up on Livestream fails? Anyway, what time are we at? Oh, we're almost finished, guys. I think we'll wrap it up soon. I do still have back here. Oh shit! That bomb's quick. If in doubt, just chainsaw the bombs quick. I'm gonna die soon. There we go. Only in death does duty end. Duty has ended. We'll leave it there. It's a good point to end on. Ooh. Depends where you play. Very true. Very true. Oh. Depends where you play or who you play. Very true. Very, very true. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Enjoyed the live stream. Like I said, I'll be doing this 9 until about 10 or 11 o'clock every Tuesday. If you have a particular game that you want me to try out, please put it down in the comment section of the video, or put it in now. And if you want me to continue playing Space Marine, happy to do it. If you want me to go back to playing Dawn of War 1, absolutely happy to do it. Just let me know. You know me, and if you think there's a game that I should be playing, like that I don't necessarily have, like Gladius, absolutely, just, you know, I'm more than willing to invest some money in this because people seem to really enjoy it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, I will see you guys next time.